Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. We can start the session.
You can see the presentation also.
No, sir, I think it's not sharing.
Why is that? Line got cut to it. See the Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Right. Okay, then we can start. Now, I'll just brief you all. Today, what are we going to do about this lecture? Now, we were discussing about very important subject called public-private partnership. There, you can see there, you get different areas. Now, at the moment, you all are aware, if you are familiar with procurement, you know the traditional procurement. What we are doing now, these days, that is we call traditional procurement or a paper-based procurement. I mean, most of our guidelines also, they were talking about all these traditional procurement. But now in the world, they have so many other developed procurement methods, techniques, arrangements, and models. There are so many things. Sometimes here and there, our people also doing that. As I told you all in the budget speech, President was talking about PPP, that we have already started discuss so many things on PPP. Under this PPP, there is another thing called mainly unsolicited proposals. Now we will see how it goes. I can explain you. Now these are the things that we are going to discuss. And mainly, we are going to discuss these unsolicited proposals. That is, we call USP, unsolicited proposals. When you simply explain, you can see in this screen, mainly public procurement is there. Under that, public procurement is there, is a government procurement. Under that, you get one. There are so many other things also, but I have taken few things, right? Traditional procurement. That is called, what are we doing now? The 2006 guidelines, and also in 2025 guidelines also mainly talk about this. They don't say anything about PPP. They say that they are going to issue guidelines. And also one of the participants last time he told me that they had a discussion and they say that PPP guidelines, they have sent it to Attorney General, and it is with the Attorney General. Actually, normally the guidelines, they don't want to send it to the Attorney General. If it is an act or regulations only, they will have to send it to the Attorney General. I don't know what is the reason that they sent that. Maybe that they thought that better to send it to Attorney General also and get some idea about him or approval or whatever it is. Now, this is the guidelines that I was talking to you all earlier, the newly what is that, 10PP, yeah, NAPP guideline. I think this is the one that they have modified, revised, and they have sent it to me also for modification. That is about 5 years back. But now they have done something. Maybe they have finished and they have sent it there. Therefore, what I say is, therefore, when we are talking about public...
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I told that not a guideline, PPP Act.
Not the maybe not the PPP Act, maybe the Public Procurement Act.
But
I don't know, maybe sometimes. So before they prepared the Public Procurement Act, maybe they have started with PPP Act. Maybe you are correct, but actually what has to be there is the first they'll have to prepare a Public Procurement Act. There is no act in the country or a regulation. After that, they can start with health department procurement matters, and there are so many things, information systems and the PPP. I can't say maybe about more than 50 acts are there all over the country, any country, but we don't have a single act still. Maybe you are correct that before that they are sending the PPP Act to this place where this Attorney General. That is correct. Okay, never mind. That we can get it soon. No, we will see after that. So what I want to tell you is, till we get that actual act or a guideline, after the act, if it is PPP Act, after that they will issue a guideline. So after that guidelines, in that guideline, they will explain all the details, how to do the procurement. All the other countries they have, it's a different issue. They will give the details. Then you can go through that also if you are really involved in the public procurement. Procurement. That's PPP. So, what I want to mention you is, I am telling you the basic and the standard information about PPP. For example, I am not going to explain you who are the people should be there in the procurement committee to select the PPP or a PPP committee. Who are the people involved? it will come in the guidelines or act or whatever it is. It will come later. Later you can see that. But I will tell you, okay, if there is a evaluation committee for PPP, there are some standard officers has to be there. Electrical engineer, whatever it is, relevant engineer, and the legal officer, and the procurement expert. Normally, procurement experts are, sometimes they don't go for a procurement meetings. As a policy, I don't participate for a procurement committee meetings. So like that, there are some important people I just mentioned in this lecture. But you can see, you can exactly you can see who are the people, like other guidelines. After you get this PPP guideline, you can go through all the details. So I'm talking about the basics of and the main areas of PPP. Okay. So the public procurement, you can get the traditional procurement. Now we are using that procurement, you know very well. And the other one is PPP solicited proposal. Under PPP, there are two types. One is solicited PPP proposal, otherwise unsolicited PPP proposals. You can see from this picture. Now I will explain you what is the unsolicited and solicited proposals. Before I go to these lecture notes or slides, I will explain you. Solicited proposal, PPP proposal means the government already decided we want to have a car park in Colombo or a Pitakotu or somewhere in Colombo town. Colombo city, we want to have a large hub. It's maybe a hub. I mean, the bus stand, everything is there, car park, everything is there. I think you can remember sometime back in that Godagama, Mr. Padli Champaka was there. He was trying to start the hub. It didn't happen. So that is, say, for example, government wants to have a car park and a transport hub. That is there in the government plan. Government, they have a lot of plans. Maybe transport plans, procurement plans, agriculture plans, so many things. Mainly they have a procurement plan, government procurement plan. There they have mentioned that, okay, 2026, we are going to start a transport hub in Colombo city with the car park and everything. Whatever it is, I don't know. They will have some plans already there. Then that is called solicited PPP. PPP, I told you what is it? Public-private partnership project. Public and private involved, stakeholders. 4Ps are also there, but very rare. So then PPP solicited means that they have this in the plan. The work, it is there in the government plan. Right. That is called solicited proposal or solicited PPP. In addition to that, sometimes some party outside private sector can come with a very bright idea, very innovative idea. Maybe they have their patent also. Some people say patent or something like that. Yeah, patent, same way. With their patent also for that work. Now, so for example, I told you some time back that where that we had a problem in this garbage. At that time, some person came with a proposal. At that time, government didn't have a proposal. Maybe they had a proposal, but not in a correct way. Some people came with I heard very good proposal, but because of the commission matters and whatever it is, I don't know exactly, the people say it didn't implemented. So these two, now you understand that what is solicited PPP, government, USP PPP, unsolicited proposals are coming from the private sector. I'll just explain you all this one. Now take this. Solicited proposals. It's called normal competitive bidding. Always it's a competitive bidding. I'm talking about the correct way. Some people are doing some procurement without doing any competition, no any. It's not procurement, right? People use the government money like their own money, and they do a lot of things. I'm not going to explain, you know better than me. Solicited proposal. What is solicited? I explain you all. Now you can understand. The government is already decided and planned the infrastructure projects. That is under PPP, we are talking about infrastructure project or a service project, right? We don't talk about goods. We don't talk about works. Normally, we don't do that under this PPP, right? The infrastructure project, useful to the public, useful to the citizens, and private sector participation in these projects comes through formal public solicitation process. It's a public. Everywhere it's called public. They start, now you are doing that. Start the RFP queue. Request for pre-qualification, request for proposal, request for expressions of interest, like that. You put in the paper, advertisement, like that you do. That is normally solicited proposals. Normal competitive proposals. Competitive bidding. There is another one called unsolicited proposal. There, I explain you, listen carefully, the private sector, right? Not the government sector. The private sector, within bracket, we can say proponent. Somebody is proposing something or sending proposal, we can say proponent also, right? That is why I have put within bracket. But normally we say private sector or a private partner. Submits independently originated and developed proposal by the by the private sector to the public sector without having received a formal invitation to do so. Government is not asking to do that. If government is doing that, they have their plan, they do the competitive planning, and they do it's called solicited proposal. But here government doesn't know anything. Somebody is giving a proposal. Now these days there are so many people are giving proposal to the government. But I know the details of most of them, right? Most of them are trying to do something to earn some quick money. Anyway, we'll see what will happen. Right. Because of the new government. Every new government, they used to send proposals. Right. The public sector, without having received a formal invitation. Government didn't ask them to send a proposal or anything. Without that, they say, this may be a brand new project idea, which is not in the government development plan. Each and every word, there is a meaning, right? Understand carefully. Okay. I have given a small table also. Under PPP, public-private partnership, that you know. I don't want to explain you. You get one, the publicly initiated PPP. This PPP, if you want, you can publicly also initiate it. Government also can initiate it. Some PPPs, right? It's a with the private people, government can do that. That is called, and these come in under this category, solicited proposal. And there is a next one, is a private initiated PPP. That is called unsolicited proposals. Now, mainly, I can show you some another graph. Today morning, I got it from the internet. You can see this one. Actually, I must say this, even in the internet also, Sri Lanka, these statistics are, you can't believe is a perfect. Because in the internet, one place say one thing, other place say something, and artificial intelligence says something else. In Sri Lanka, nobody knows about these statistics. That is why you can remember, I think, one meeting held with the president with regard to this flood situation. This irrigation department was given a one value, and some other agriculture, I don't know what is that place. They are giving entirely different value. One say 1,760 hectares, others says 2,000 not hectares. I think President was very angry. I don't know what he says about that. It is something like that. We don't know. That is why I told you all some time back, I was trying to introduce OCDS in Sri Lanka after doing the EGP. OCDS means Open Contracting Standards, Open Contracting Data Standards. Within one push, you can find out anything if they have done it. But that is also very unfortunate. It was not, they have removed from the new guidelines. I don't know why. I know the reason, but I can't explain you all. You will laugh at it. So I have given some, I have taken some this thing in the today morning when I was going to that to ready for this lecture. In 2020, they had nearly about 75% of unsolicited proposal within PPP. And the solicited proposals are, it's about 25% in 2020, right? But later, the unsolicited proposal came down, but the solicited proposals are there. It has gone up. I'm not sure about these values. This one is okay. I know this one, 71%. but others I'm not sure. Right. Even in Sri Lanka, you can't find out these details. That is the problem. I was trying to find out, but it's very difficult. Anyway, now we'll see what are the main differences in this solicited proposal and unsolicited proposals. It is there in this chart. USP, unsolicited proposal versus solicited proposal or methods. In Sri Lanka, PPPs 2024, sometime back I have taken this picture. Now this is the thing that they are talking about, the situation. Now USP is unsolicited proposal is the green color. Solicited proposal is the brown color. This chart I have given some time back, not the same chart, but some other way, some graph I have given to you. Now I will explain you one or two. When we are talking about transparency, the solicited method is very high. You do the advertisement before you start the procurement, it's in the plan. You call for quotation, you call for proposals, there is a high-level procurement committee. They do the technical evaluation committee. If they want, they can have it. They do the technical evaluation and it's very, very smooth. Appeal board is there if something goes wrong. And also judicial thing also helping. So transparency is very high. But these unsolicited proposals, right, unsolicited proposals, the transparency is very low. Not only that, yeah, there are bad things as well as good things also. From this thing, you can get all the details, right? Value for money, all blah, blah. Now, another one I will take, innovation. In USPs, unsolicited proposal, the private party is giving, the innovation is very high. Because they have their own, maybe the method, some patterns they have, IP rights. And they are very fast in that. Efficiency wise also same. UPS, after you award the contract to private party, they do quickly. When you go through this thing, you can find out. Okay. Right. What is unsolicited proposals? That it's easy to understand. A USP, unsolicited proposal, is a project proposal submitted by a private entity to the government without a formal request of proposal. It's simple than the previous definition. Self-funded proposal development. The private party is self-funded. That is their money. Not their money, they are taken from the bank, insurance. There are so many things are there. We are going to study that. Proposes infrastructure or service project. Yes, mostly infrastructure project. Offers innovative solutions to public needs. And also, I have here put a note. More details with regard to regulations and guidelines. You'll have to put it guidelines also, GL and regulations related to USP could be obtained from guidelines for PPP projects of Government of Sri Lanka. You don't ask me where is the guidelines, right? It's a real, it's still not there. I mean that the Procurement Commission, when we were there, we were doing something and the NAPPP did this book. Then the Public Finance Department also did something. And somebody was telling that there is a PPP unit at the ministry. So no point searching for that. We will see when we get the guidelines and the regulations. Okay. What is answer? Now, if I don't want to explain you, but you should know that it's there, I am not going to explain much, right? What is unsolicited proposals in general? Unsolicited proposals are different alternative proposals to government initiated projects. Such proposals are based on innovative project ideas. By allowing USPs, government can benefit from the knowledge and ideas of the private sector and can promote innovation. Government, we don't have much innovative ideas, knowledge. Oh, especially these days, most of the people went out of the country. It's very difficult to find out. I had to go for a very big interview board to get a very good person, but a very, very high post. I was thinking only 3 people shortlisted. I didn't go for the shortlist. I have gone for only the final interview board. I was asking some few questions from them. I told my friends also. I got sick because their knowledge of the procurement, very high post, right? The salary is, you don't think, you can't just imagine the salary. I should not say here. It's a very high salary. But when I am asking some procurement questions, some of them are shortlisted people, clueless. Sorry, because this country situation, no act, no guidelines, no training, no teachers, no courses like that. You're very fortunate that you come for at least for this MSc if you are doing this subject. The private sector, I call it a PS, submit a proposal to the private sector, and without having received any invitation, right? No RUI, no RFPQ, nothing. Unsolicited proposal arise when a firm, the private firm, approaches the public sector with a new project proposal. Same thing we are talking here, but it's okay. There is something you can take. Unsolicited proposals, that's also there. You can read and understand. Innovative proposals, you can read and understand, right? Right. Why allow UPS? Why we are, USP? Why we are allowing USP to this country, not us, anybody? Why they want to introduce this USP? Under PPP, USP means unsolicited proposals. Because every country, they welcome this type of USPs. Innovation gap. We don't have any country, sometimes they don't have innovative ideas in that field. When I was talking about the road or a power station or a say airport, we don't have expert people. Maybe somewhere there, but it's very difficult. So private sector often has access to cutting edge tech. You know cutting edge tech, right? For example, waste to energy and the smart traffic system, and especially artificial intelligence. They can have innovative ideas. I was asking one of the senior guy in the digitization system, how do you use artificial intelligence for your procurement activities? No one knows. They can't think about that. They can say, if I don't know something, I can go to ChatGPT and put it there. I can see, that's all. I'm also doing that. Maybe you're also doing that. No, not only that, there are so many things in using artificial intelligence. You can improve the procurement system of the country. Other countries, they have done it. Okay. Speed. I told you all, very efficient. That chart I told you all, right? Bypasses the lengthy internal project identification phase. You know, when you start with the government, you everywhere, you get sick everywhere. 2 years, 3 years. Now with 2025 under new government, they have started something, but still stuck. When the Indian government gave a free grant to have a identity card, there was something, strike, union, so many problems still there. I don't think that it will happen another 2-3 years. Risk transfer. Risk is very important, but our people, they don't know what is the risk. You maybe know little bit or even. But most of the big shots, they don't know what is the risk in their areas. Therefore, risk mitigation is very poor in our country. That is why so many damages. I mean, see this, the flooding area, flood is a normal thing. There's no issue in that. But because they have not taken some risks in some areas at a correct time, the damage was double. Capacity gap. That is also I was explaining you all. Our people, we don't have much knowledgeable people. Maybe sometimes you have. I don't say no, but it's less. Efficiency, I told. Identifies commercially viable projects that may don't need sovereign guarantees. These private people, they don't want sovereign guarantees. That I want to explain you. Do you know about sovereign guarantees? Tell me quickly. Have you heard?
No,
Have you
sir.
learned?
No.
All right,
Yes,
okay, okay.
heard, sir.
Okay, yeah. Quickly tell me, then I will explain. Sovereign guarantees under this PPP, the private sector is asking for some guarantee from the government. Now, say for example, if there is a flood or something like that, there are so many things. They can ask for a guarantee from the government. Government also a little bit careful. They don't give to everybody, but some areas they are giving some guarantee to the private sector. Okay, if this thing happen, I will also give a part of that. I will also help, give a part of that. So that is called. So you will have to sign the agreement, right? So for that we call sovereign guarantee. Most of the time they don't ask and they don't give, both parties. Resource optimization. You know that, you can understand. Private sector expertise are there. They can use the resources. They can optimize their resources. Right. Now we'll come to the evaluation of unsolicited proposals. Evaluation of unsolicited proposals. මගේ lecture එකක් මම පස්සේ කතා කරන්න. Evaluation of unsolicited proposals. We talk unsolicited proposals, right? Now, how to evaluate? There is evaluation committee. That's what I told you. When you get the guidelines or the manuals or the regulations, they may be put into that, what is the evaluation committee, like our procurement guideline. There also you can get there. I just give you idea, right? A cross-functional team, cross-functional, different people, team is found to treat the USP as if it were a government project. That is normally government project, no? Technical experts. Number one, verified engineering and output specs and everything. Financial analysis, right? Validate the financial model and tariff. The private party send in a proposal, no? To evaluate that, you need a financial analysis. Validate the financial model. What is the financial model that you are hoping to use? What is the tariff they are asking? Whether it is okay or not. Legal advisor. Legal side, what are the problems? So they are the main people. In addition to that, you get so many other people also. Software engineer, procurement expert, and maybe water expert, maybe an electricity expert, depending on the proposal. When they evaluate that, essentially you need these people. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that now you get little ideas. Okay, when it comes to the USP, this is how it should be. You should have this, but this is not standard, right? That's what I told you. In Sri Lanka government, they will tell you who are the real people. When you apply that, you can do it. Then also you can do it. That 2007 infrastructure guideline is there. 2007, about 20 years back. That you can use, but it's very old. All are new things now. Right. Okay. We are right. Okay, we did that. Okay. Evaluation. Okay, I gave an evaluation committee. Right. I'll give you a global experience, not the evaluation committee, how to evaluate and what has happened that, right? I will give you one example. Under the unsolicited proposal, USP, under the Philippines Build Operate Transfer BOT law, they have a law for a different type of methods also. I told you all there are so many 100 odd guidelines are there in other countries. Build, operate, and transfer. Philippines. They have a separate guidelines and a law also. Right? It's a different issue. It won't affect our lesson, but I'm just telling you all. National or local authorities were able to accept unsolicited proposals for BOT projects on a negotiated basis. This BOT project they can accept. Government, agency, ministry, or local authorities, the Pradeshiyas, what you call municipal councils, and that type of in Philippines. I'm not talking about Sri Lanka. They can start. They can take over the under BOT. They can take over. It's law. There is a law and there is a guideline. They can go through that and see. If, right, they can do. If the project involves a new concept or technology and is not already listed in the roster of priority projects identified by the government, that is simple to understand, I told you. No direct government guarantee, subsidy, or equity is required. Normally, right? I'm talking about this example. Government can't give sovereign guarantee or any guarantee. Subsidy? No. Equity? Funds? No. Government won't give. The project is submitted to a price test or a Swiss challenge from competition. Actually, this of course separate lecture. It's also there are so many problems. I will try to explain as far as possible. And if anybody interested, you can ask me later, but not now. Huh? So like that, the Philippines did it. How Philippines is doing that, I will explain that, right? The price test works as follows. The agency awarding the project must invite comparative proposals to any unsolicited proposal it has received. They can't accept immediately. They will have to go for a competitive system. I will explain you later. The invitation to tender must be published in a newspaper of general circulation of at least 3 weeks. The published invitation must inform potential bidders where to obtain tender documents. However, proprietary information, IP rights are confidential. Contained in the original proposal is confidential and may not be disclosed in the tender documents. So that is, now say the party X, he has a IP rights for some areas, and he has given a new proposal with their IP rights, innovative ideas, everything. What Philippines do is, one area I am explaining, then you can understand what is this. What they do is, they take that proposal and they put into the market, put into the competition, that proposal, but they don't give their IP rights. That is confidential. So actually, they give the outcomes of that IP item, outrights, outcomes, results, but not the real proprietary information. Competitors have 60 days. Yeah, I'm just given you. Don't think that in Sri Lanka also same. Competitors have 60 days to submit competitive proposals. Other parties going through the proposal, they can submit their bids within 60 days. If a lower priced proposal is received, the original proponent has 30 days to match it. It won't stop it from here. Other buyers who are interested, they will send it to the government. Okay, we are interested on that. According to that proposal, we have a very good proposal. I mean, the price is also less, and they will send it to the government. They don't know that first man price, right? But the proposal is there without IP rights. The original proponent has, then what happened is the original proponent, they give a chance to original proponent. Okay, this is the lowest and the best outsider we found. Now I will give you a special chance. Within 30 days, you match this proposal. You match this proposal, and if you want, you can adjust the prices also sometimes, then you win the contract. Otherwise, the award goes to the lower bidder. It has happened, right? In New Zealand, right? I'm talking about New Zealand. Sorry, New Zealand, Philippines. It has happened. This challenge has been used, for example, our challenge. What is the challenge? That they give all the bids to, no. All bids they evaluate, and the best bid, they give it to the original proponent, OP. Original proponent original private party who submit the proposal, okay, this is the thing that the lowest thing we got it, or a best thing we got it than you. If you can match it. And with the price, you give it back. Actually, it's happening. It's happening, and most of the time it goes to the original proponent in other countries, right? According to my experience, it is something like that. Anyway, it's a different issue. In the case of a New Zealand developer, so the proposal is given by the New Zealand developer. No, sorry. New Zealand developer who submitted the proposal. Yes. Yeah. New Zealand developer is the developer, no, that name it says. The proposal has given. Who submitted the proposal to the National Power Corporation to rehabilitate and maintain a 350 megawatt hydro plant. That is the project. Then, after putting to the market, challenging an unsolicited proposal, that proposal, the challenge by other people, challenging means they give their bids. Challenging unsolicited, I have put it without changing anything as it is. Challenging an unsolicited proposal, that means they bid for others, and one Argentine company won the tender. The New Zealand developer couldn't match. He's the original proponent, but he couldn't match. This is the example for challenge. So I was telling you all, most of the time original developer win this thing. He match, however he match, and most of the countries ultimately he's the one who do all these USPs. But here, challenging, I have given example. In Philippines, the real case, New Zealand sent a proposal, the government put it to the market, then so many parties came. The Argentinian company who put the proposal, he won the bid. I mean, this original developer couldn't match this man's quality and the price or whatever it is. Those details are not there. That's how it's happened. They can challenge it, right? So then we'll come to the main requirement to be considered. Different areas I have explained you all. Sometimes it might repeat. It's okay, never mind. The main requirement to be considered for the evaluation. Valid USP, when you get the USP, must meet strict criteria to be considered. What is that? Full feasibility study. Full feasibility study. Proposal, when you get the proposal, you will have to do that. This is very important to you because when you think about to start the PPP unsolicited proposal, or if your boss is given to you, or a government is given to you as a boss in the ministry, or a secretary of the ministry one fine day, they will give it to you. Okay, you see whether this is reasonable to take this unsolicited proposal. Then you will have to do a lot of things. What are the things? That's what you are learning here. But when you go through the other books, guidelines and all these things, you get your knowledge, you can improve. But I'm giving you the main things. Full feasibility study, including technical, financial, and environmental, and also legal. Technical, financial, environmental, and legal. I was telling, no government guarantee. You'll have to check whether that party is asking for the sovereign guarantees. But developed countries, they don't give sovereign guarantees or subsidies. But I think the country like us, sometimes we will have to agree with the proponent. Okay, we will sign with you for some areas, we will sign an agreement for sovereign guarantee or a subsidy. Because the people, especially the foreigners, they are not sure about our country, not only our country, normally Asian countries or poor countries, they are not sure. Therefore, they are asking, I mean, if we are not sure about our bidders, we increase our performance guarantee and all these things we do, no? Like that, globally also, internationally also, they do the same thing. New concept must demonstrate the new generic project available via stand-in bidding, via standard bidding. It should be a generic project. It should not be a generic project. It should be a separate, brand new idea. With a brand new idea, a new project. So you have to check all these things, right? So I'm putting here for your knowledge. Legal capacity. That also you have to give to your legal person, or you'll have to have a meeting. That is called PPP committee, right? All these PPP, they have a committees in other countries. I don't know what our people will do. I think we also do the same thing in the guidelines and everything. That PPP committee, they will have to go through the legal side. And whether they are financially capable, it should go here. Feasible study. Initially, these criteria you'll have to be screening that are same. And also here, public interest. You'll have to consider about that also. Government interest. What is the government interest? Alignment with the policy. So that means that the government is having some policy now. The UNP government has some policies. Then the Perera has some qualities. Then the JP has some other interest and policies. So accordingly, only they are doing that. Now, Port City, the Mahinda's government, they had a policy. But when the Maitri comes, so who is that? Ranil Wickremesinghe and Tout? They didn't agree with that policy and they stopped it. So like that, every government, they have a policy. So they'll have to check whether it goes with that proposal is aligned with their policy. Social benefits. All the people are talking about that, but nothing happened from so many people. Whether it benefit to social citizens. Economic impact. The country, is there any economic boost with that? Now, say, for example, they were talking about that light rail, light rail project sometime back. Now it is running at Bangladesh, the same thing. Japan has given the money to them and is started. But my personal view is, we are too early to have that type of thing from where? From Palavatto, somewhere, the Malambi or Kadavatto, somewhere they are from, to Fort, the Fort, our main city at Fort Colombo. Because it will cost about, I don't know, more than $1 billion. How many people might go in that train? How many years they will have to go in that train to earn that money? Do we have that type of traffic? That type of crowd? I don't know. Those are the things. Those are the feasible studies they will have to do. Maybe that they have done. That's why they came into that, no? But my personal view is, now I'm talking with you all as a friends, right? My general view is, I don't think. I think it's better idea if they can have the what do you call that? Olandalada, I don't know. There is some the Diyavanna, this thing, and there are so many water, this thing, no? If they can improve that the boat service on these things, they can earn more than that. I mean, in Bangkok, maybe most of you have gone to the Thailand, Bangkok city. The main transport is boat service. I also use that. I'm also, if it is hurry, I was there for a few years. If there are so many quick things, I used to go in a boat. The boat, water is really a black color, is real black because of the boats that what do you call, the smoke and the diesel and so many things. It's a different part that differently you'll have to tackle that part. But I think it's better in Sri Lanka if they have started that Olandalo, something like that. I don't know what is the correct name. It's coming from Putlam. I don't know whether more than beyond Putlam also. It's coming from there to Colombo. If you improve that, it's a real transport way. People are talking, not only me. People are talking that. But I'm sure nobody get commission, right? In that. Right. The commission is, you get the huge commission for huge projects. The small project, the commission is very small. That's the procurement rule. Okay, again I'm talking about the screening process. The PPP unit or agency conduct first pass in some other countries. So I have put so many things here because if you go to outside the country, if you are interview for outside the country also, you may have, if someone, what is the first pass? So that is easy for you to understand. That's why so many things, words, terminology, I have put it here. Here and there where is fit. Is the document complete? Yes, document is very important. The proposal document. Once scanning is passed, the entity is designated as the OP. That is also important. Original proponent at some countries, they say that all these things are passed, then they say you are designated as original proponent. Till that, we don't say original proponent. But if we pass most of the things, we call original proponent. Is the document is completed? Or does it align with that we talk? Is the technology proven? Yes, some unproven technologies, if they use, thinking it's a new technology, it might be a fail. There are so many information systems fail like that. You are not study as a special case, special subject as a information technology and is digitization. Therefore, you won't be able to touch that area, but other places, sometimes where? No, it's only in Colombo University Computer Science Department. Maybe other departments also they have started. That Colombo University computer science final year students, of course, they have started from 15 years back. I was just thinking that I have done so many years these lectures to these students. Maybe those students are ahead of most of the places. Right. Now this one also, screening, stage 1 screen, I have just put it. If accepted to go to detail level, yeah, that is different. Screening area, what is a strategic fit? Alignment with national plans, I told you all. If it is accept or otherwise reject. Technical feasibility. Practicality of technology. If it is good, you can't decide. I can decide on IS, or the engineer can decide on that area. I also can't decide on digitization without a software engineer and software people. But in some sort of things, I can go through that. Financial viability, bankability. Bankability means the banks are prepared to give him money, loans, credit, right? If it is not, you'll have to reject. Legal compliance, within legal framework, that lawyer, one of the expert lawyer in this area, PPP lawyers are specially there. Somebody was asking me this question last time. You or some other private party came for advice. I can't remember. They asked me whether the PPP lawyers are there in Sri Lanka. I think one of you all asked me that question.
I
No.
asked.
You asked? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I can remember. No, I said no. Not expert PPP lawyers, but other lawyers, if you go and ask him whether I have a PPP, this thing, can you pass? Yes, my God, yes. They say any lawyer will take over. They don't say no. Very rarely, some lawyers say no. I am not, I don't know much about that. Right. Then most of the law firms, what they do is that the main man's name is there. All the other work are doing by the junior lawyers. What their job is, they go through the law books, law books and all these things. Then they go to the internet and everything and find out and prepare a paper for the chief lawyer, main lawyer, right? Okay. Value for money, risk. I will tell you how to work out the value for money also. I told you, I think one day, but it's okay. Today also I will tell you. It's very important. People are talking about value for money. Maybe other procurement lectures also, they are talking about value for money. But no one tell you how to measure the value for money. That you'll have to have a practical knowledge. That is the biggest problem in Sri Lanka. Not only this subject, other subject also. There are so many lecturers, so many teachers. They know theory part very well. They can explain very well the full theory part. But when they come to a real procurement, utter failures. This I saw in that interview also. Some of them, they have a lot of, they didn't have much procurement educational qualifications, but they were working. Most of the places, they are the procurement heads. But when they ask about the practical areas, they are very low. I was trying to ask this question also. Have you heard value for money? Then you tell me, can you explain how to calculate? But I didn't have a chance. I had so many questions. So, දැන් අර සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්නාලය මනුස්සයව තෝරගන්න නැති එක නිකන් සෞතු කරලා දාන්න ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා. අන්න ඒ නිසා මම මේ ප්‍රශ්න කිසි දෙයක් ඇහැව්වේ නැහැ. I don't want to embarrass them. Right. But I am sure that if I ask that question, nobody can answer. Nobody will answer. Okay. Criterion capital cost 2000 PPP proposed and ONM 30 years 1,500 included. And yeah, when you have a government traditional method, you will calculate these things just to see. Capital cost is 2,000 million. If the government is doing that, say, highway, they'll have to spend for a kilometer 2,000 million. But the PP proposal comes as a 2,200 million. This is also one example in one country I have taken somewhere. Operation and maintenance for 30 years. Our people, our engineers have estimated as 1,500 million. But in a proposal, they have included into this, that also. And risk cost, the cost of risk, our engineers says about 600 million. But here we don't have much problem because these risks we can transfer to private party. Or some amount we can take. It's all depend on the agreement. But mostly the private party will take over. I didn't say who is going to select. But according to my knowledge, I think PPP proposal will have to accept. His other areas are covered. Right. Then another stage in evaluation. Competitive challenge process to ensure transparency. Right. Even with an unsolicited proposal, the PE should normally, what they'll have to do is publish a project summary. That's the transparency. Other countries, they put into their electronic government procurement, especially in the Sweden. Some people are interested about procurement, normal people. Sometimes they are teachers, sometimes the people who are reading, some paper editors. Maybe if I'll also read that. I'll pay something small amount to the EGP and I'll get every day morning, I'll get all the details about procurement. In my dashboard, everything is there, very transparent. If they have started this identity card project, nobody knows. What is the bond we signed with the India? How much it will cost? How much they give us? Is it a loan or a credit or a grant? Nobody knows. But the developed countries, everything is under electronic government procurement and OCDS, open contracting data standards. Everything is there. You can see everything every time. What is the now situation? What is the now situation? How many PPP we have done up to now? How many PPs, USPs are online now, ongoing? Everything is there, but we don't have anything, right? So publish a project summary. When you get a chance, when our country also developed, you are having this. You don't want to do always. I tell my students also now. I think Colombo, now university students, everybody are not going to be a procurement specialist now. Only 2, 3, 4 people are interested, and they have done the MSc also. Now some people are doing PhD is also there. That is depending, right? It's some people I'm not going to tell you all you can go to the procurement. No. Even in the project also, maybe you are not the procurement specialist, you are the project manager. Then when it comes to the procurement, you should know what is happening. What is your procurement specialist doing? Otherwise you will be able to tell him, no, Mr. Silva, this thing, I think this is the best way to do it. Don't you think so? Like that, you can ask that question. So it's very important. Then the people will say, oh my God, our boss knows everything. So like that, in every area, you should know, you will have to read that. Read and read. That is the best thing. Always I tell my uh, uh, children and also my students, maybe so many, invite competing proposals. Yes, that is the competition that you will have to put in the competition, though very transparent. Allow original proposal right to match. Original proposal after that, getting the competitive bids. Right, you go. We got a lower price, then we will give it to him. In Sri Lanka, that also can happen. I'm not sure. All these things can happen. But the correct way is allow original proposer a right to match. Then the unacceptable USP proposals. All USP proposals you can't accept. I told you how to accept. Now you know if those things are not fulfilled, it will be rejected. But I have given a little bit. It's very easy to understand. One area I will tell you, incomplete documentation. Details are there. Other one also I will take, what is that? All we discuss. Policy misalignment. Contracts, government priorities, strategic plans and regulations are going against that. Policy misalignment. So you will have to, you can't accept it. Here also same. Maybe here and there, one or two these things are there. Because when the government develop, the environmental concerns are very high. What happened to these floods? What happened is we don't have a plan. Flood is a natural thing, but why so many people died? So many houses destroyed? You know, our people, in our governments, every government, there is no plan. In Malaysia or other countries, when you get these type of landslides and all these things, you know, in Thailand, some areas, Malaysia, I have seen the Burma also. Yeah, these type of things. Now you can go from this town, there's a big town, superb town. When you go to the next town, it's about maybe about 100, 200 kilometers. Not a single house. So that means they don't allow to build up those houses. There, again, you get a large place, town. There only you get houses and everything. But you just imagine, I don't know whether you all are from that area, Alauva to Giriulla. Most of the time, I also used to go to Kurnagal at that area before the highway. Alauva, that Polgahavela, just after the bridge, you can see right-hand side. All people are another valley good and give another concrete canoe, kada te kada. All have gone. Why? All that Mawaya reservations. They have started that the government has given the light, government has given the water. There is no plan at all. Ultimately, that poor people, they also can't do it because there is no plan. No? Hitu තැන්වල ගෙවල් හදනවා. කොහෙද ගෙවල් හදන්න බැරි ලංකාවේ? So other countries is not like that. So that environmental concerns. So our people, they don't know about environmental concerns. Fails environmental impact assessment. These are big studies. I also don't know some of these things. Details. Threatens protected areas or species. Protected areas you'll have to protect. Don't allow to go put up houses. Inadvocate mitigation measures. Yeah, this is what I was telling you all. Climate change implications not addressed. What happened to us? Same thing. But if this country is a one fine day, maybe about 100 years later, one fine day, if everybody, if we are thinking to be a nice country, we need a beautiful, nice country, so we can do it. We can do it without any problem. But government help has to be there. But we will have to think. What I say is that in this disaster I was telling, now everywhere, at least now you start that don't allow them to have a house in that place. I saw that one guy. Those are politics. I'm not talking about the politics, but I had to tell. One house has gone completely, and that fellow has gone there and put up a house. He was telling the news that within 7 days or something like that, he has put up that house and all these things. And the people, householders also very happy. Who did that? You know?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Don't say. If you want, you can tell your friends later. Because he's there, then I'm not going to comment on that. So that's how, I mean, that they are talking bullshit sometimes. But okay, social impacts. That is also important, but you can read and understand. Okay, what is that? Yeah, this is a demand demand for guarantees. In the guarantee itself, if the people says that they want UPS are supposed to be freestand in business cases, I mean, mostly they will have to agree with our terms and conditions. Developed countries, they can demand. We'll have to do this and this. But we, of course, as I told you earlier, we can't demand, can't help it. But if they are asking for the viability gap funding, no. You can say no. You know viability VGF, I have explained you all in my lectures. Sovereign guarantee, today I explain you all. Guaranteed rate of return on equity. We can't guarantee. They will have to search, they'll have to do the thing and they'll have to give the price. We can't say price factor. So if it is there, then you will have to reject if they put in that their proposal or if they're asking for the guarantees, no, sorry. Categories of unacceptable proposals. This is the main points again. Same thing. Wait, I will check quickly whether there is a thing to explain you all. In computer technical policy misalignment. No, same thing. But you read lack of innovation, generic projects. If there is no innovation, actually no point to accept those proposals. That's what it says. Contractor submit UPS to pave a standard road using standard tarmac. If the proposal is to have put a road paved tar and using the standard tarmac or alphas, same thing, then no point, no, it's not a new thing, nothing. So you will have to reject that. Reasoning. Standard infrastructure should be procured via standard open bidding to get the lowest price. UPS are reserved for novel concept. Also, USP තියන්නේ novel concepts වලට නිකන් පාරේ තාර දාන්න නෙමෙයි. But our people are doing, I mean, our people, when the government changed, so many people are going and doing. I mean, I heard that somebody was telling somebody was telling that if there is any cracks in that, you will have to put the soil, normal soil, and harden it and put some paste, concrete or something like that. Have you seen in the papers? One politician was telling. No? Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So some
Badul
actually,
area. Badul area.
yes, Badul side, yes. So then somebody else is also the expert. The guy is maybe looks like expert, right? He was telling, no, that is not the way. You will have to put some. You will have to put some the coconut coils that අපි කියන්නේ මොනවාද? coir dust කියලා කියන්නේ. අපි සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ කොහුබත් කියලා. අර පොල්ලෙලි වලින් එන මේවා දාලා පුරවන්න කියලා ඉවරලා. And he has done a special thing that he shows in the, he has taken from the photo from the AI or somewhere there. He has put some like අර අපි ඉස්සර කියන්නේ පැදුරු කියලා අන්න ඒ වාගේ එකක් හදලා මොනවද කොහු වලින්. They say this is superb, බරත් නැහැ. Some points are there. බර නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා මේකේ පිරුවාම හරි කියලා ඉවරලා. I have put a comment. Normally, I don't put comments, but I can't. I just asked one of my friends. I just put a comment saying this කියලා කිව්වා. මේ රටේ තියෙන ඔය පැල්මල් පුරවන්න කොහු ලංකාවේ තියෙනවද? පොල් ගස් තියෙනවද? එච්චර කොහු කෙනෙක් කියලා කොක්කොම පුරවන්න. Useless. Just trying to get some buck. To find, I mean, those are the, we can't say it's a silly things there. Sometimes the government will allow that and he will earn millions and millions without doing anything. Right? It's not a novel concept, right? Polleli dala. I don't know. In my case, I have a small estate at Kuliyapitiya. Those days when we are small, mage neme අම්මලගේ ඒවා. දැන් මගේ වුණාට. ඉස්සර අපි කරන්නේ පොල් ගස් මැද්දෙන් ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැති අගල් කපනවා. අගල් කපලා we used to put පොල්ලෙලි into that. So that is very good, the water absorption. And as a fertilizer, it's really good. I have seen in Thailand also, they are doing that. They show in the YouTube. But I was telling my wife, are you happy me podikal karapua කියලා. Right. Then what is this evaluating risk allocation? I told you about risk, right? There are some risk, construction risk, demand risk, political risk. What is construction risk? You'll have to be very, very careful. They'll have to put correct way there. When I'm talking about construction risk, I don't know. Today morning, one of my friends having a discussion with me, telephone call, he was telling that Malambe side, they have put up what do you call the condominium, or what do you call, what do you say now these days? Condominium. Normally the name is the condominium. The upstairs housing.
High-rising buildings.
High-rising buildings. Yes, yes. Sorry?
Apartment.
Apartments. Normally they say apartments, but the correct name is condominiums. Where there is this මේ මාළඹේ පැත්තේ condominium එකක් තියනවලු. ඒකේ අටතට්ටුවේ ඔක්කොම වතුර flood එක වෙලාලු. මං කිව්වා මට නම් විශ්වාස කරන්නවත් බෑ කියලා. No, he has gone to that place. People upstairs, all the people are there. But downstairs, all full of water. Ultimately, they have broken that their wall. තාප්පේ කඩලා තිබිච්ච වතුර ටිකක් එළියට දැම්මේ. මම නම් දන්නේ නැහැ කොහොමද කියලා ඕගොල්ලන් දන්නවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. Okay, so that you'll have to be very careful. I mean, the people are put up in condominiums in that type of places. Thanks to God. My God, it's ඒක ඇත්තනම් මම දන්නේ මේ අපේ පාර දිගටම තියෙන ඔක්කොම condominiums. Okay, Political risk. That is also there. The people might come, USP people. But when the government change, they will say, no, we can't do it. Or we don't have money. That happened to this Castle Street. There's a building. එතන ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එක තිබ්බ ඉස්සර ක්‍රිකට් ගහනවා මමත් යනවා ඉස්සර ටෙනිස් ගහන බාර් එකකුත් තිබ්බා. That's a doctors club. They have demolished that and they have put up those houses, those building, that building. I heard that that building has stopped before this government comes. Maybe you are going on this way. ඔගලන්ට දකින්න හම්බෙන්න ඇති ඒ කාලේ මම නම් දැක්ක හැමදාම නිකන් තියෙනවා. I was asking Rajita, what is Rajita that you have started that but now are you not, what is happening now? He said that new government no sometime back, huh? But this government has started again these things. That's really good, huh? Because there's in health department there is no place to work. I mean, they have spent a lot of money for the rent and all, and they are going so many places. Then the value for money test. How to do the test? This is the formula. Even USPs must pass the VFM test. කොහොමද මේ VFM test එක pass වෙන්නේ? I told you all this name, public sector comparator that World Bank has introduced. That is, you get, what do you call that? That is PSCs that I have explained here. Taking that, I will explain. USP price. What is USP price? Is the unsolicited proposal person. He will give his price. That is called USP price. So this is the USP price, right? Then the public sector comparator that I was talking about, you all PSC. The estimated cost for the government to deliver the same project using traditional public procurement, including construction cost, operating maintenance, risk, and all these things, right? Overruns, demand, delays, okkoma. Everything you will have to put into this public sector comparator formula. Then you get the PSC. Actually, that is the government, how much government will have to pay to do the same thing. So you put into the this thing, this formula is very, very simple, right? The government estimates how much would it cost if we did ourselves. That is PSC. Government take karna na. So PSC means the unsolicited, the proposal proponent, original proponent ge price එක. Original proponent ge price එක වැඩි නම් අර අපේ ආණ්ඩුවේ අය බඩගල හදන price එකට වඩා වැඩි නම්, so no point. මම කීම් දාන එක හරි නෑ. මම ඒක I'll have to change it. I couldn't find out that ඉරිදයක් ගහලා ඊතලයක් ගහන්නේ මට හොයාගන්න බැරුව ගියා computer. That it was there, right? Don't think it's equal, huh? Oh, equal කියලා නෑ. Value for money කියලා නෙමෙයි දැන් තියෙන්නේ. මෙතන amount එකක් එන්න ඕනේ. Yeah, that is value for money. අපිට යන වියදමට වඩා අඩුවෙන් private party can do it. That difference is the value. Value for money. VFM test is that. So I have given those details, how to go all these things. You can go through that, read it, very simple. Interpretation also, finally, summary I have given. If the price offered in the unsolicited proposal, USP, is lower than the PSC PSC means that public sector comparator will give that. It's when you have a EGP, very easy, these things. You should have a EGP, otherwise no development in Sri Lanka. Electronic government procurement has to be there. One fine day, very recently, they were asking me whether I can go, I can come and start that this thing. I said no, nothing doing. For my case, of course, I don't go for office works. When I have a free time, I will help them. It's a different issue. I'm doing all my private this thing. So interpretation it get, then the PPP option delivers value for money, VFM, to the government. What is the interpretation? If the price offered in the unsolicited proposal, USP man, private man, if offered the price, say 200 million, is lower than the PSC. අපේ කට්ටිය වැඩ කරලා හදනවට වඩා low වුණා. Maybe low 180 million නම්, then no point to give it to them. But USP price is less than this, then value for money is there. So this is the VFM test. Very easy, very simple. But when I ask somebody, they don't know. But this is very simple. You'll have to do the testing. If it is value for money is there, you can go ahead. You can continue. We are talking value for money everywhere in procurement. Write the financial feasibility check. Now you know. I will give you enough time to answer questions. Tariff affordability. Whether the tariff can afford. කට්නායකින් sorry. කලමින් කට්නායකය අධ්‍ය highway එකේ දැන් රුපියල් 400ක් ගන්න ඕක හැම එක්කෙනාට මේ afford කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. යයි සල්ලි තියෙන කොහොමරි manage කරගන්න පුළුවන් අය ඉක්මනට යන්න ඕන අය යයි. But others can't go. Especially these trade lorries. ඔය බඩු දාගෙන යන්නේ ලක් ස්ප්‍රේ අරවා මේවා දාගෙන යන්නේ එක එක ටිම් බඩු අරවා මේවා. I have never seen any of them. They maybe that they want to do the deliveries on the way. Highway you don't get shops, no? Maybe one reason. But sometimes others also, lorries also going there. I mean this lorries going far away from Putlam to Chilao to Colombo. Fishing lorries, straight away the way they come to Padiagoda. But I can't see those type of lorries. They think that it's too much for them. Affordability is not there. Maybe some people, I don't know reasons. Then internal rate of return, we call this ORI, investment, return on investment, ROI, return on investment. දාන ගන්නට ලාභයක් තියනවාද? Sometimes internal rate of return. Is the profit margin reasonable? At least do they have 15% or 20-25%? They'll have to check. Otherwise, there is no feasibility for them. For them means the private partner. Private, here the first one is the user. Tariff affordability. Here, IRR is the private proponent, original proponent, or we can't say now proponent, now proposal, everything is over, no? Contract has given. So they should have at least 12-25% profit margin. Otherwise, no point. They will have to pay interest. They are taking the money, lending the money from banks and all these things. No point starting that. And the bankability. This is the government thing. Government. This is the user. This is the private partner. This is the government bankability. Will lenders actually fund? Why this? Where are the spellings? Evagi. Fund. They say fund. Yeah, that's good. Will lenders fund this project structure? Do they give money to these people? Bank, when you are going for ask for a loan, bank will check here and there උප්පැන්නේ ඉඳන් උත්පත්ති ඉඳන් මරණය දක්වා ඔක්කොම විස්තර අහනවා ඉස්සර නම් බැංකුවලින්. ලෝන් එක ගැනිල්ල එපා වෙනවා. 18 සැරයක් විතර යන්න වෙනවා NSB එකට හරි SMIB එකට නැත්නම් අද බැංකුවකට හරි. මිනිසුන්ට එපා වෙනවා. Lenders funds නැත්නම් එහෙම හරි ඉක්මනට quickly if they don't give fund the country cannot develop. country එකක් develop වෙන්න නම් ඕන කරන ණය හරි ඉක්මනට දෙන්න ඕනේ ණය ඉල්ලන කට්ටියට. But ණය ඉල්ලන කට්ටිය ගැන you will have to be careful. So this is the bankability. Bank will have to be not only bankability, the private partner also. He will have to earn. Bank will have to think whether these people are bankable, banking, whether they can get them loans. They don't think by the government. These were the private men. These were the users like you and me. I think that's all. Okay. Now you can ask questions. You have 15 minutes today. Because I will tell you the other one. Now, next day, I think they're not 27, maybe 3rd, right? 3rd. කවුද ඊළඟ දවසේ තියෙන්නේ? Ah, 10th. Yes. 10th, you have 2 lectures. I don't know whether you all are doing sustainable public procurement. That is also very important. New subjects. Sustainable. We are talking about environment and all these things. I like very much that subject. It's a new subject. Sustainable public procurement. Sustainability. I have given some papers also some time back. So that day we have both lectures. Your lecture on 10th, yes, after Christmas, 10th, that is also good. Good Christmas holiday for me also. 10th and yes. There you get a public-private, this thing, the Swiss challenge and the other compensation methods. Actually, when you go through that, you can see these the people in Sri Lanka, whether when they give a very good this thing, they give a very good place to Swiss challenge. But only few countries are using Swiss challenge in the world. People doesn't know those things. that may be the reason that they are talking about Swiss challenge. But what to do? We'll have to think about more. We'll have to put our more attention to Swiss challenge because it's in the syllabus. But others also I will give it to you. Maybe I have given, but I have not given more details. Maybe I have given. That day is the lecture-wise PPP last date. So what I want to ask other question is, yes, without any failure, absences, you come for that Swiss challenge and the other compensation method, that lecture also, that is a part of PPP. What are the questions you want to ask? You have a
Sir.
time. Yeah.
So you have mentioned that once the unsolicited proposal is received, it
Yes.
is required to call in competitive bidding
Yes.
to compare that. Is it
Yes.
compulsory?
Yes. Compulsory means here that also is very important question, because different countries are using different type of things. Sometimes some countries, they don't put into the competition. They discuss with that, they negotiate with it's there in the books and everything, and it's there. They negotiate with the proposal, original proponent, and they do their business. There are some countries, I heard in Sri Lanka also, sometime they did that. But I am not talking about, I never say about negotiation, no. I don't like to use that negotiation. In a procurement, procurement field, history field, future, we will have to remove this negotiation word. That is why electronic government procurement, OCDS, framework agreement, PPP, all this is challenge, all these things are there because of that. Some countries maybe, but our country, I think, we'll wait and see. Sri Lankan guidelines, definitely they will say it should go to the competitive bidding. I'm sure. That part I have learned you that it's there. It should be there. What else? අහන්න ඒක ගැන මොනවත් කමන්නේ අහන්න ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. අයියෝ ඔච්චරද ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන්නේ මම
Sir,
කියන්නේ.
sir,
yes.
in BOOT method in PPP,
wait a minute. BOOT.
yeah,
B
built
double OT, no?
yeah, built on operate and transfer method.
Right, okay.
How the contractor how they get their ownership, what is the legal background of that ownership? By an agreement?
Yes, I will explain you. Now, the legal thing is that the legal people will have to sign the contract with them, legal part. Only thing on means, I will try to get some example also. Right, okay. You take that port authority. Port authority is Adani's terminal, or some terminals are there. Those terminals, nobody can enter. Even government can't enter. They will have to get the approval from the owner. But one fine day, after the concession period means that the timing, after concession period, they will have to transfer to the government. Then it's owned by the government. Very small differences are there. BOT and BOOT, like that. All these things are very little differences are there. But differences are there. Even it's little. Now, say for example, say that I'm also confused because I can't say all these things are under what method that they have done. Now take Hambantota, that safari park, that's a PPP project. That safari park, the people are it's under BOT, I think. There, till the time is concession period is over, the private parties own the land, everything. Nobody can. I mean, the government can't enter and say, put up a small building there. No, they can't do it. But one fine day, they will have to, after the concession period, they will have to transfer the property to the government. It's a different issue. But till then, they have a ownership. I will try to, I will note down, and I will try to, I don't know from where this Sri Lankan details, very difficult to find out. Anyway, I will try to find out what are the good examples for BOT in Sri Lanka. Then, if I can find out, I can explain better. I think these two things also, you got the explanation. On means not, on means the lease, like, it's not lease also. Lease is something else. On means that in the agreement, the lawyer will sign it. The non-lawyer, expert lawyer, will sign it. Within that period, I know little bit. Within that period, nobody can go without their permission. What else? I will try to give you next day some details if I can
Sir,
find.
what about the expressway operating condition? That is not on. They don't have an ownership, no. Contract
Yeah, it is. It
doesn't
is.
have an ownership. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is little bit complex situation. Now take Katunayaka. Katunayaka is not coming under PPP. They are very recently I knew that when I was going through that, because people are saying that it's a PPP. When I checked and when I went through that in deep this thing, there the government has taken some loan from the China. And from that loan, they have put up a highway, Katunayaka Nigambu highway. They are paying to China now. But Southern Highway is a PPP. What is your question? I don't know
Sir,
whether I
no, sir. I just wanted to know further information about BOOT, the legal background of the ownership and how they transfer after that. I just wanted to know it.
that part it's very clear.
Excuse me, sir.
Ownership is they are within that concession period. You know concession period, right? Do you
Yes.
know, Nathan, again?
Regarding the Adani terminal,
Regarding Adani?
excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
We gave 35 years period for the operation. Within that period, there are machinery, terminal operation, equipment, building, ownership of that structures and the machinery under that operator. After 35 years, they need to hand over everything to the SLP, Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
That is Adani.
Yeah, Adani and the CICT and the SAGT. There's a 3 terminals private party operate.
All are something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So I think you can understand that the ownership, the land also ownership, they are ownership.
No, sir. Land under the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, but we have agreement for that 35 years.
Right.
They are structures and the machinery ownership under the operator.
Then it's not BOOT.
Yes, BOOT.
No, it cannot be BOOT. Because then what is on? What is their on?
On means within that period, 35 years, we gave the ownership of the otherwise the machinery and other things. We
No,
have
no.
some legal
Yeah,
things.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is how.
And other thing is when we when we need to enter that area, then we have to take a request to give the. We want
Yeah.
inform them and we can enter as a Sri Lanka Ports Authority officer.
But you will have to get the approval from the.
Yes. We need to file approval.
Yeah, that is. I am also aware that if on is there, so you'll have to get the approval. Others can't go. Just
So that means the land is absolutely owned by the government, but other things owned by the Adani.
no. Within that concession period, if it is BOOT, all are on to private owner.
Land also?
Yes.
No, sir. Land under the Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
No, land under the Sri Lanka Ports Authority. That's what I
Yeah.
say. It's something like lease.
Yeah,
Lease,
yeah.
yes, absolutely owned by the government, but lease
Yeah. That's
okay,
right.
okay.
That's
We
what I
have
say.
agreement. We have agreement.
Yeah, agreement is there.
Yeah.
Agreement is the main important thing. You will have to write the agreement in a way, such a way that you will have to explain everything. That is very important thing. How people, I've been in Sri Lanka, lawyers are not knowledgeable to do very sharp agreement. But you can find out, you can read the study and you can find out most of the countries, they have done it. Therefore, you can go through all these things and you go through this thing and you can, the lawyers, so you can, as a procurement specialist, you can write the contracts. Now, in my life, I have never get the legal officers help to do any contract, any agreement. I used to do that, but I studied all of the things I have studied and did it. But better to get the legal advice also. And not only that, I think those things, if I am correct, I can't remember. I think that no, Attorney General will not touch that area. No. It's a government and this thing, but government, they also, don't you know, these legal things are very, very complex. We can't say in 1 or 2 words, you can't explain. There you will have to do it properly. Right. What else? The one Jaivir or somebody, that you were talking about, that Sri Lanka, the Port Authority 3, these things are under 35-year BOOT agreement. I am asking you if you are there.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You are sure, no?
Yeah.
What?
SAJT 30 years. It will complete.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just note it down. Tell me.
SAJT
Right.
South
That
Asia
is.
Gateway Terminal.
That is.
30 years. It is start 1997 and it will complete 2027. And CICT.
What?
CICT, Colombo International Container Terminal.
Right. That is.
It is start 2013.
Start.
Yeah.
2013.
And for the 35 years.
45 years.
35 years.
35 years. Okay.
Adani one.
Adani one name is your name?
Western Container Terminal.
Western
Container Terminal.
Container Terminal. Okay,
It is also 35 years.
right.
It just start 2022, I think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So what is your, I mean, your position? I'm just asking you, if you don't mind.
Deputy Chief Engineer Development.
Deputy Chief Engineer Development. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. All under BOOT.
Yeah.
Oh. I think that lady. What is your name, lady? The question was asking me. Hello. Is she not there? So you can get some good idea.
Sir, I am here.
Yeah. You can listen that Mr. Jaivir, know that you are chief engineer.
Mine?
No, the other engineer was talking.
I am Disanaik.
Disanaik. You can ask Disanaik. Sometimes he will explain more. So then the O means, Mr. Disanaik, what do you think about O? Which can you add something to my explanation?
In our one, on means there are structures and machinery ownership, not land.
Wait a minute. Machinery and ownership owned by them. Normally
Sir.
owned by them, no? When you are having that type of agreement, I don't know.
Sir,
Maybe some all these agreements I told you like that. Yeah, I mean it's very complex. I mean that, but I taught you also in this lecture also. All these lectures can be changed sometimes. You don't think that why sir told this and this happened. No, it can change. That's why today also I told you all beginning of the lecture that after getting the correct guidelines or the acts only, we can say in Sri Lanka the rules. There are also some people, another government comes, they will change it. It's all depend. You will have to be careful. Now, say very good example when I put that OCDS to find out all these statistics. But when it comes to the next commission, they have removed that chapter totally. But it's a silly explanation they are giving for it. But can't help it. What to do? The government also sometimes this government, the last government did something, this government changed, and the things that this government do, other government comes and change. I do. It's a little bit. But in Singapore, the country like Singapore, India, no change, nothing. There are some changes, but total idea is same. Government to government, it won't change. Okay, if you have any other questions, you can ask quickly. Others also don't mind. I'm asking here very quickly. But you can give me a call and you can discuss with me when I am free. What are the other questions, shuttle areas that you have? Okay.
Sir,
Right.
excuse me, I don't have your phone number. I want to know something about another thing. I want to give a call. Can you give me your phone number, sir?
Okay, to all these people, I will give you a call. I will tell you my telephone number. Not 777, not 777, 572 381. If I can type it here, I can type. We'll see whether. Not you don't have this, not 777, 572 381.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
572 381. I have given in this slide. I don't know whether you can see it. Can you see it? Not 777 572 381. I think one of
Yes,
the
sir.
I have given
Yes, we can see.
one of the lecture, end of the lecture, first day, I have given my telephone number as well as email address also. Email address also, I will just type it. Christy, CHRIST by christyict@gmail.com. So what else you will have to ask? Anyway, give me a call and ask when you are free. Shall we stop then? Any question? Okay. Wish you a happy Christmas and wish you a happy New Year.
The same, sir.
Thank you,
Same to
sir.
you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.